Hey guys, it's Bales looking at our NFL Trends product. Trends is our database of stats and analytics and Vegas information that you can use to find historic value on daily fantasy sites and then ultimately implement that information into the models and ratings that you create. So right now we're looking at a bunch of pro models that I and Peter Jennings created. So you can look through those if you click on Pro Trends. The way that you create a trend is obviously click on create a trend, name it right away, or you don't have to name it if you're not sure what you're looking for. You pick the sport, the position, and the site. So we'll do quarterbacks on DraftKings. And then we have all kinds of different filters on the left that you're looking for. So before you do that, you can see the expectation. Right now we're looking at every player, so salary up to $15,000. You can even remove that. Looking at every quarterback, overall the expectation has been 14.92 points, and this is every qualifying quarterback, so we look only at certain quarterbacks, players who got into the game, not looking at bench players that would throw down the average. And so what we're looking to create is a high plus minus. We want to look for value over that expectation. And the plus minus is basically actual points minus salary-based expected points. So we can look the various filters we have: player filters, name and salary, a bunch of team filters, different stats, adjusted yards per attempt, which is very predictive that you can use. Rushing and receiving, that won't matter. Rushing could for quarterbacks. Fantasy season means a running 16 game total. Fantasy month means a running 4 game total, the past 4 games. Vegas filters, obviously we have a bunch of different Vegas-based information, line moves, public betting information, things like that. Different periods of time, the season, whatever you want to look at there, weather. These are a bunch of different stats that we created, or you can just test actually your trends together. Bargain rating, opponent plus minus is a really cool stat we created for NFL. And then our projections, we can actually match those up. So let's use one of those. So let's look at the projected ceiling that we have for quarterbacks. You click on a trend and then you can rate it however you want. So this is a historic percentile rank. So if we want to look at only the top 20% of quarterbacks in terms of projected ceiling, we can do that. Click OK, and what we have is, so you can see that when we project a player to be in the top, basically the 80th percentile or higher, the top 20% in projected ceiling, he scores roughly 1 point above expectation. So that's a good thing. This is all the data points in the set in aggregate. So we're looking at last year on DraftKings. You can see all of those. So these are all of the past results. You can click on a player within there if you'd like, and you can see the current matches. So for week 1, these are players who we have projected, basically the top quarterbacks projected in the 80th percentile or higher in terms of projected ceiling. You can also combine trends. So right now we are looking at the projected ceiling filter. If we want to combine that, let's say we only want those players if they are underdogs. We would go to Vegas, favorite dog, and then you can actually see being an underdog in this situation leads to a lot more value. Only 23 games in that sample, so that's certainly something to look at. We always want that sample to be as high as possible. So this is probably too low to be actionable, but the plus minus is so high that there probably is something there, but we want to keep that sample size up as much as possible. But looking for those quarterbacks that are underdogs but in really good situations is good. So let's remove that ceiling and only look at dogs, but in games where they're at home. So home dogs versus road dogs. We would go to team filter, home visitor, and you can see indeed a home underdog has led historically to a plus minus of 1.47 points on DraftKings. That's very good. We have a count of 92, which is pretty good. Visitors have actually lost points according to expectation. And then we have neutral games. Those are probably London and things like that. The count is too small to matter. But so we will click home and we can look at, now we're looking at, these are home dogs on home dog quarterbacks on DraftKings have, based on their Overall salaries have been expected to score 12.49 points. That's actually lower than overall, which means that home dogs overall cost less on DraftKings. They're probably too inexpensive. They've scored 13.96 points. So if you blindly use those players, you'd score roughly one and a half points above what you'd expect just based on their salary. You can see last year, pretty linear almost every week. We're looking at value there. Again, past results and then current matches for the week. So week one, home dogs that might potentially be interesting there. Jay Cutler is sort of interesting at home against the Packers. Not too much more in there. A lot of those players aren't playing, obviously. The past results contain only players who did play, as you can see. So that is how to use trends. You can get wrapped up in this for a while, just sorting through all of the different stats that we have in data. You can click edit here to change the position. You can change the site. You can rename your trend. If you find a trend that you like, you can copy it and it'll go into my trends. To save it, all you need to do is hit back. It'll auto save for you, or you can just delete the trend if you don't like it.